Teddi Mellencamp wonders whether Dorit Kemsley was ever really there for Kyle Richards amid feud. Despite no longer being a cast member on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi Mellencamp's name keeps being brought up on screen. In a recent episode, Kyle Richards mentioned the former diamond holder during a fiery argument with Dorit Kemsley. Now that her name has been mentioned again, Teddi is speaking out about the long-running Bravo series and the current feud between Kyle and Dorit. In a recent episode of her Two Teeth in a Pod podcast, Teddi was quizzed about whether she believes Kyle's sentiments about her and Dorit not being as close as the show would like viewers to believe is true. "I see Kyle multiple times a week," the 43-year-old shared, adding that she's never once heard Kyle talk about doing anything with Dorit unless she's filming. This is quite the bombshell, because it tracks with what Kyle said about their relationship during the season 13 reunion. "We don't know how much of what we see in the women's lives on screen represents who they are when the cameras are not rolling, so it's possible that Dorit and Kyle were only friends when the show was filming." Teddi thinks Dorit and Kyle are going in different directions in life. Teddi also implied that they were in very different stages of their lives, which could present a hurdle. "Dorit just likes ripping down cigs and Kyle's all into working out," Teddi said with a smile before wondering if Dorit was ever really there for Kyle. Kyle has consistently been in the headlines over the last year in the wake of her separation from Mauricio Umansky and questions about whether she's in a relationship with country music singer Morgan Wade. Teddi is conflicted about how close Kyle and Dorit were because she doesn't feel that Dorit was there for Kyle in her time of need. "You would think of all the times last year was when Dorit would be there for her, and instead she shows the text messages," she reasoned. The text messages Teddi is referring to came up at last season's reunion when Dorit shared messages that Kyle sent her. Teddi questions Dorit's motives. At the time, Dorit accused Kyle of doing damage control to keep her silent about their friendship woes, which led to questions about whether their friendship was genuine. Of course, they've both been on the outs during season 14, with Dorit telling her former friend that Grace time is over in a recent episode. Their feud is poised to span the rest of the season, so there's no telling where things will end up. We know that Teddi will fiercely defend Kyle until the end, which makes sense, considering they live together now. Teddi Mellencamp has never been one to hold her tongue, and when it comes to the ongoing feud between Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley, she's got questions, big ones. In the swirling drama that continues to consume The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi is now wondering if Dorit was ever truly there for Kyle, or if their so-called friendship was just another reality TV illusion. The tension between Kyle and Dorit has been brewing for months, and while fans have been quick to take sides, Teddi has made it clear that her loyalty will always lie with Kyle. But loyalty doesn't mean blind faith, and Mellencamp has been doing some reflecting on the nature of Kyle and Dorit's friendship, particularly now that it seems to be crumbling under the weight of betrayal and unspoken resentments. "I think back to all those times Dorit claimed to have Kyle's back," Teddi mused on a recent episode of her podcast, Two Teeth in a Pod. But was she really there, or was she just playing the role? For longtime RHOBH viewers, the friendship between Kyle and Dorit has always been something of a roller coaster. They've had their ups and downs, with moments of deep camaraderie punctuated by bitter arguments. But at the heart of it all, many believed there was a genuine connection, until now. Kyle's personal struggles over the past year, including her marital woes with Mauricio Umansky and her journey of self-discovery, have been playing out in the public eye. And yet, instead of unwavering support, it seems Kyle has found herself more isolated than ever. Teddi has taken notice, and she's not the only one. "Look, I get it," Teddi continued. "Dorit is in a tough spot. She has her own issues, her own life. But when your friend is going through one of the hardest years of her life, you show up. You don't just pose for pictures and say the right things for the cameras. You actually show up." Dorit, for her part, has insisted that she has been a supportive friend to Kyle. She's pointed to moments where she reached out, checked in, and tried to offer a shoulder to lean on. But the problem, according to Teddi, is that support isn't just about words, it's about actions, and Kyle, it seems, hasn't felt that presence in the way she's needed. The cracks in Kyle and Dorit's friendship became glaringly obvious at a recent Oreo BH cast event, where an already tense atmosphere exploded into full-blown confrontation. Kyle, visibly emotional, accused Dorit of being distant, of not truly being there when she needed her most. Dorit, caught off guard, countered that Kyle had been shutting people out. It was a standoff that left everyone uncomfortable. But for Teddi, it was more than just another reality TV argument. It was the moment the truth came out. "I don't think this is just about one fight," Teddi said. "This has been building for a long time. I think Kyle has been feeling this way for months, maybe even years, and now she's finally saying it out loud. Indeed, it's not just Kyle's current struggles that have cast doubt on Dorit's loyalty. Fans have started revisiting past moments that now feel like red flags, times when Dorit's support seemed more performative than genuine. Whether it was her willingness to entertain gossip about Kyle behind her back or her frequent flip-flopping between alliances, there's a growing perception that Dorit has always played the game in a way that best serves her. And that brings us to the question that's been haunting Teddi. Was Dorit ever truly Kyle's friend, or was their bond just another carefully constructed piece of reality TV theater? "I think Kyle believed in their friendship," Teddi reflected. "I think she really thought Dorit was one of her closest friends. But now looking back, I wonder if Dorit felt the same way, or if Kyle was just convenient for her." It's a harsh assessment, but one that resonates with fans who have watched this friendship unravel in real time. For Kyle, who has always prided herself on loyalty, the realization that one of her supposed closest friends may not have been as invested as she was must be devastating. But Teddi isn't just here to question Dorit's loyalty, she's here to support Kyle as she navigates this difficult period. And she's urging Kyle to take a hard look at who she allows in her inner circle moving forward. "Kyle is one of the strongest people I know," Teddi said. "She's been through so much, and she always comes out stronger. But she deserves friends who will stand by her no matter what, not just when it's convenient or when the cameras are rolling." As for Dorit, she has yet to directly address Teddi's comments, but those close to her insist that she still values her friendship with Kyle. However, actions speak louder than words, and if Kyle doesn't feel that support, then perhaps it's time to reassess what their friendship really meant in the first place. For now, it seems Kyle is keeping her circle tight, leaning on the people who have consistently shown up for her. And Teddi, for all her bluntness, is proving that her loyalty to Kyle isn't just about words, it's about being there even when the cameras aren't rolling. The saga between Kyle and Dorit is far from over, but one thing is certain: friendships on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are never as simple as they seem. And as Teddi continues to pull back the curtain, fans can't help but wonder, was Dorit ever really there?